Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
Over the last 7 years, we have consistently released weekly episodes focusing on
obstacle course racing, running, and other adventures.
You'll hear interviews, event recaps, conversations about our sport,
quick news updates about happenings in our community.
And now, here are your hosts,
Standing on the corner,
Michael, Stefano, and Caitlin Ritter.
Hey guys, it's Michael, Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter. And Michael, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good. It was fun to get out of the house. We went over for a 3-hour drive to go cover Viking's final OCR, which was a bit of a bummer. A bigger bummer than that was kind of feeling like I let people down with the coverage, not kind of working out too well.
What do you mean?
Just the audio issues that we'll get into in a bit. So I feel like I kind of wasted a bit of your time, and then I wasted like Asa's time, and like he's a Patreon supporter, so I felt bad about that. I wasted the time of the people doing the interviews, but then I come to realize that some of it was salvageable, but we'll get to that in a bit. But a little bit of a bummer there, but overall good weekend. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was busy.
Yeah.
I turned down free ice cream.
Right? Oh, we didn't really have them on the show. I guess you had Steve on for a little bit. We got to spend the weekend with them, Steve and Dawn, at the Airbnb, which was fun too. Yeah. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Mudgear, use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie, use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase.
It is not the first episode of the month yet, so we're just going to shout out the monthly Patreon supporters, which is the $5 and $10 tiers.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Kenny West, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Nick Riker, Lauren, Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irick, Brent George, Logan Nagel, Asa Coddington, and Seth Rinderknecht. No.
Connect.
Yeah. Seth Rinderknecht.
Also, shout out to Matt Punton, who was there at Viking and who we didn't get the chance to have him on the interview. We'll talk about that stuff in the outro. But yeah, and let's give a shout out to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internets, and to Will Hicks.
The Podfather.
Check it out over at theocrreport.com. Fran, Jason, and Jack were all at Toughest in England this past weekend. I think Fran got 2 laps, Jason got 4 or 5 laps, and Jack took a lot of really good pictures, as he does. And give a shout out to the sponsored athletes.
Javier Sullivan.
Who's that? I don't know.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizolara, and Joshua Reed.
Perfect. We're going to get to some poll results, which Caitlin had this funny one as we were driving to, was it Greenville, New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Caitlin found out because we were listening to an old 2022 episode of the podcast, and it came out that Joe DeSena went to Cornell, so she said she just discovered that Joe DeSena attended Cornell University. If you were at Cornell, who would you hang out with? And 15% of people said what?
Joe DeSena.
And 85% of people said what?
Andy Bernard from The Office.
Yeah,
who would you pick?
Andy can they can both get really annoying. But I think Andy's a little bit like, he's pretty toxic too. I don't know.
College Mike would have hung out with Andy Bernard. Oh, yeah. For sure.
100%. Yeah. Also, College Mike was just getting into Spartan races too. So it depends on first half of college versus second half of college.
Like, I 100% would pick Andy Bernard.
Okay, no screaming though. The second half of college, I was like still drinking that Spartan Kool-Aid, so I don't know.
It reminds me of the TikTok trend where this guy goes to like BYU and was like, would you rather have $5 million or 5 minutes with who's the Mormon guy?
I have no idea, but $5 million.
Joseph Smith. And then they have to like pick, and it's really funny because they're like very Mormon.
Oh Jesus. That's kind of crazy. We're going to skip meme of the week and head on right over to quick news. Only 3 news stories, because we're going to get this going. But first and foremost, the biggest news story, World's Toughest Mudder 2025 is where, Caitlin?
UK.
Yes. Do you want to read the venue title?
Belvoir Castle.
Now, you're not going to believe how to actually pronounce that. It's an animal. And their butt gland is used to make vanilla.
Raccoons?
Beaver.
It's called
Beaver Castle.
What?
That's how you pronounce it. And it's ridiculous. Carlo was absolutely right to point it out, too. I learned that a few years ago, but still pretty crazy. Turns out the OCR Report didn't post about it. Or they kind of did, because Franny, Carlo, and Giles. Anyway, it says, this is the big one, folks. Major World's Toughest Mudder 2025 update. Today we're joined by Giles Chater, blah, blah, blah. This doesn't say anything about the date, so I guess you have to watch the video. Let me go back to
June.
Yeah, June what? That's the important part.
25th.
Okay, June 25th, which is also...
Nope. June 28th and 29th at Beaver Castle in the Midlands, UK.
Yes. Is that the same weekend that Pumpkin just texted us about potentially having his wedding?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, not long after, he's like, hey, we're looking at like Sunday, June 29th. Oh boy. We will see. But
we have to pick
other
our
than that,
friends.
I plan to be there. What do you think about the venue?
I've never been to the UK before.
What do you think about the fact that it's finally leaving the US?
Well,
after?
it's called the World Stuff Is Matter, people.
100%. The fact that it's in June is a bit of a bummer in terms of planning, as we just kind of covered, so that's a bit of a bummer. But other than that, I think this is a good change.
And I should be able to participate because the school year should be over.
Oh, no excuses. Because go over your excuses again real quick in case that part cut out for this episode.
Well, it's not an excuse. I literally have one personal day.
Because
I am in a wedding that is on a Friday. Well, I'm not in a wedding. I'm the maid of honor, so I have to be there Thursday for the rehearsal dinner, Friday for the wedding, and then I only get 3 personal days because I'm a teacher.
Majorly inconvenient. Moving on, Hybrid Fitness Media posted the 2024/2025 Hierarchy Major season, and the big events are Amsterdam, which is, oh boy, I'm just going to put the numbers, 10/10/24, Hong Kong.
October.
Okay, do it quick.
October 10th, 2024, Hong Kong, November 22nd, 2024, Las Vegas, January 31st, 2025, and Glasgow, March 13th, 2025.
Yes, Barcelona and the World Championships are to be determined. Moving on, wanted to give a shout out to Lisa Musacchio. I noticed that Race Brain, I reached out to Jack Bauer and said, like, hey, this is how you pronounce it. And he used my advice, which I appreciated. Do you want to read this, Caitlin?
Lisa Musacchio posted, our 5-year wedding anniversary was yesterday, but really it's been 12 years of an unwavering love, trust, and support. Words cannot truly describe. Thanks for embracing the wild adventures with me, Lois. I love you with all my heart.
Yeah, congratulations to them. Secret link, there's 5 of them down below, so go and check those out. But let's get to what this episode is all about. It's a long one. So again, we went on a trip to go and cover...
And our favorite rocket ship.
Yes. To cover a Viking obstacle course race put on by Asa Coddington, and this is reportedly their final event. So, I got my butt kicked by the obstacle course as expected. 5 years ago, I was able to do 2 laps, barely. But I really had a blast running the night trail. That was the highlight. I ended up getting 2nd place, which was kind of cool. Not like a very competitive field, but still felt nice. I thought I was in 1st until I got to the finish and realized there was someone over your shoulder. Who is that dude? Who is that guy?
Well, you came in and I was like, Mike, do you know how you did on this?
Which somehow didn't get recorded at all.
I had the microphone in my hand. I must not have clicked record.
That might have happened quite a few times, but...
What do you mean?
I think there might be a few things missing, maybe.
No.
Okay.
And then I said, Mike, do you know what place you're in? And you said...
1st.
And then I said, oh, that's way less exciting because you're in 2nd.
No, you said, no, guess again. And I'm like... Oh, because you got here first thinking that you were making a joke? Because the last half mile, I was running scared.
You told me you were doing party pace. You came in 2nd.
Because I was drinking beforehand. It was I wasn't expecting to run. I was planning to walk it. But that was the thing. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, we had more audio issues than we ever really had before, which may have been from a few things. But we ended up losing around 30 minutes of audio. So very sorry to people who took the time to talk to us and barely have anything to show for it. But let's talk about what we do have, though. So, the first little part, we have Baxter Hummel, the Starline audio, Kimberly Rheaume, and Golf Cart audio. For the next part is me and Steve Bacon, mid-race, James Golisano, Ryan Creagh, I don't know how to pronounce that, Jane Adams, John Ricker, Trisha, Emily Lynn, and Grace Corbin, Shannon Woodill, a question mark, because I couldn't figure out who the name was because that audio got messed up, Mike Kantor, a question mark, Kait Rain, Grant Bercik, and then the last section is the night trail shenanigans, where we'll go over what that is a little bit real quick. So after you finish the night trail, you were able to do some challenges to throw a stick, and if you knocked over something, you won something. So I happened to win.
I think Asa was just trying to get rid of some backlog.
I think backlog stuff, yeah. So then Zach Nair, who won the big prize there, Adam Dibona, we think it is, and his daughter.
Yep.
Who's also that interview got messed up too, apologies. And then Asa Coddington. So let's get to a whole bunch of those interviews now.
So let's start with your name and where you're from.
I'm Baxter Hummel. I'm from Nearton, Georgia.
Perfect. And what brought you to Viking obstacle course race today?
I saw it online. I like doing the obstacle course races, so it looked good. Like, it's a permanent course, and that was interesting.
So you're from Georgia. What kind of trip was it?
We came out to see my grandparents who live in Maryland, so we made the extra journey up here to come race.
Oh, you're like my husband. It's, I found a race. Let's make a vacation out of it.
Yeah, pretty much. We do it a lot. Lots of vacations, lots of running.
Perfect. Was this your first time here?
Yes, it was.
And what did you think of the course?
Running was great. It's like uneven terrain, so that makes it interesting trying to run on it, but the obstacle's really good too.
What was your favorite unique obstacle out here today?
I believe it's called Dragon's Back. It's like the monkey bars that go up and down. That was really fun because it had the rig elements on it, so it wasn't just the monkey bars. I enjoyed that one.
Perfect. And it looks like you took a first place. How does that feel?
Pretty awesome. It was a good race. It was fun.
Perfect. And what do you have next up on your race schedule?
I'm going to go to Costa Rica for USA OCR, so that'll be really fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. And thoughts on it being the final race, Caitlin?
Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry. This is the final Viking obstacle course race. What are your thoughts on it being the last one?
It's kind of sad because it was the first time we heard about it and first time we got to do it, but I'm also really happy we got to do it. So
that's fair. Well, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
We're going to have white signs with the red arrows stuck on the ground. You're going to have yellow signs on the trees and also staked in the ground in wood. So anything red and white or yellow, those are all true to your direction, okay? There should be no orange signs that you see. Do not disregard all of them. The only time you're going to see orange is if designated with a volunteer, and that's a penalty loop. So there's a couple penalty loops. Sandbag carry. Traverse wall. If you can't complete the traverse wall, you're going to take one of the sandbags, do the whole loop, drop it off, and then continue on your course. Same thing with the Dragon's Tooth. Same thing with Asgard, which is a 100-foot balance, an overhead rope traverse to another balance. So these are big, gnarly, fun obstacles. So you're getting your money's worth on the obstacles. It's like 3, 4, 5 to 1 what you normally see. So they are taxing. Have fun. Anything that you're not comfortable with, don't do. Look at it, assess it, feel your comfort level. If you have friends with you, fellow racers, work with each other. And if you still don't feel comfortable, bypass it. I want everybody to have fun. They have 3 water stations on course. Most of the course is in the shade, in the tree cover, which is nice, so it's not going to be bearing down on you. The one water stop is right when you're going into the beginning of the big field loop, which we call Hell Mile. There's about 8 obstacles, all within that, all those big ones that I just announced to you. So you're out in the sun, you hit that water station when you enter that field. You do a whole big loop, it's about 3/4 of a mile for that point. You'll be able to hit that water station again in that same spot. So you'll be able to do that. And right as you're exiting that, you're going to get a nice dip in the water. Only about, let's see, everybody's about my height, a little bit taller. About here on me. Relax, enjoy it, soak it up. You're not doing the big lake cross this year if you've been here before, so you don't have to do the big, huge, 100-yard swim across. But you're going to do that little one so you get a little reprieve before you dip back into the woods. First volunteers you'll see there, you're going to have culvert pipes, then rope climb, and you're going to make your way up, and you'll start seeing yourselves from this direction. Good luck, Kev. Second lap going out. Good. He's in our lead for the Ultra Cup 2, which is a collection of 6 different races. It was Obstacle Wonderland, Noob Sanity, Spartan, New Jersey, Tough Mudder, PA, the 12-hour, Goliathon, and this race today. So he's done that. So he's probably, between all those events, he's completed every one. He's going to hit almost, I think, 90 miles between all of them. So if not a little bit more. So if you see him out there, give him kudos. Clear the way for any multi-lappers coming by. If they have a lane that you're on, just give them a heads up, take an extra breather yourself, let them clear by because they're running for 8 hours today. So give them help, give them assistance. They are able to accept help on anything that's coming through. That's allowed. Do I have any questions? Good. So remember, you have white and red or yellow, and you're going to see it. I'm going to go right with you, right where he's running into the woods. See him right there running into the woods straight ahead? That's your entry point. You're going on. First volunteer you're going to see is across the road. It is at Loki's Ladders. It is a hanging rope climb. You're going to climb up, ring the bell. There's a couple obstacles before that. Ready to go? Yep. All right, get it up. I'm going to start you in about 20 seconds, so I'll give you a last little stretch.
What time is it?
It is 10:14, so we're going to start right on the bubble. If you guys want to wait till the open heat 2, you're more than welcome to do that. We're going to start that in another 10 minutes. I'll just let these guys go through so it staggers, but everybody that's here, if you're ready to go, you can go. All right, in 10, 9, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right. Woo!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! This is Hey Obstacles Running Adventures.
So let's start with your name and where you're from.
Kimberly, Rheaume, and I'm from New Haven, Vermont.
Perfect. And is this your first time at Viking Obstacle?
No, I came 9 years ago. It was like my second or third obstacle race. and I got hung up at the monkey bars for like 2 hours. So finally got them, but finished, middle of the pack, and have waited all this time to come back and do them.
Oh my gosh, so you haven't been back since?
I have not been back to Viking. Now I have an obstacle training facility in Vermont. Okay. So I used to train at Shale Hill, which was very similar to this. And so we train every week, and I just have been wanting to get back here for years. So today is it.
That's awesome. And you are the first place woman. How does that feel?
Awesome. It's thinking amazing. I'm excited.
And it seems like a first place woman by like a hefty lead.
I have no idea. I had no idea where I was. I just thought I was going to run like I train and keep my breath, and that's where I placed. So excited. I just wanted to get everything one try, all the obstacles. So just that was a win for me. Super excited.
That's awesome. And how do you feel about this being the last Viking?
I'm so sad. I didn't even know that until my daughter-in-law told me. And so my daughter-in-law, my son, and 2 of my friends who came with me, we all came together 9 years ago, are out now in the open.
And you just left them in the wind?
Well, yeah, they just went out.
Oh, okay.
They went out open.
Oh, okay. So
I left them anyway.
I know it's sad that a lot of like the local races are coming to a close. I don't know if you saw that Boulder Dash announced that this will be their last race.
No, I didn't. I'm so sad. I really am. I think these small races are like the most fun ever.
Absolutely. 100%. My husband and I say that every time we go to a small race. We're like, this is why we do this. Like there's the Spartan and the Tough Mudders that we love, but it's the small races.
Absolutely. This is where family begins. So my closest friends from 9 or 10 years ago all came from obstacle course racing, small venues, especially Shale Hill, and when I came here the first time.
So when Shale Hill closed, were you able to purchase some of their obstacles?
Yeah, actually I went down and Rob was really good and kind and let us purchase quite a few. We set them up at my house. So my backyard is an obstacle course.
Oh my gosh. Is that like open to people to come work out at, or is it just for you?
No, we do classes on Mondays and Thursdays at 4:30, and then once people have come and know the course and are safe, they can set up to just come and train whenever they want. So.
And where is that located?
New Haven, Vermont.
Does it have a name?
It's Loving Life OCR.
Oh, perfect. I love that. Well, congratulations on your first place win. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you so much.
I'll be like, I want to do that. That's so much more fun.
Yes. So much more fun.
Get your camera going, boys. We're gonna hit you first. Here we come, watch out. Good. You guys need a sign there just to sit there and be like, splash me.
She's ready.
Go stand on the other side. We'll come right at you. Put it on. Go on the other side. I'll come right at you. Onward! That was a good one. That was a good one. We went full send on that one. You're gonna be like, Asa, I'm so fucking glad this is your last race. Don't ever use our shit again. Be like, no, it's CGI. CGI, little puddles. There's been no race. Little puddles. That one got me too.
That one got me too.
Yeah, I didn't put the high guard on. I would have needed to put the windshield with. Yeah, we had to test it to make sure there wasn't any rocks in there. So the best one. Oh man, look at this. This is fucking savage right here. Holy shit. Mike is safe now. Mike is safe.
I'd like your name and where you're from.
Michael Stefano, Taunton, Massachusetts.
And what do you think of this course so far?
Oh, it's super hard, just as hard as I remember. Only we're walking at this time, so it's a lot easier that way. But I mean, I still can't do like half the obstacles. So there's that. Plus, I'm kind of, done with those years. So it's a good last hurrah.
Would you like to tell the people the text message you sent me?
Get audio of the go-kart.
No, before that.
Kart? I have no idea.
About Odin's table?
Oh, yeah, fuck that. Nope. I went to the top, looked down, and said nope. And I'm like, maybe the second one. I went to the top and I said nope. So I did the penalty lap.
What was the penalty lap?
Just going up a hill, but which is nice.
Up until this point, what has been your favorite moment?
Just chatting, walking around chatting. That's what I love about OCR. Just kind of just chatting with people.
Was it not watching me in the golf cart?
All right, gotta get back to it.
Bye.
Hi. Okay. You're not going to ask me a question?
Oh, name and where you're from.
My name is Steve Bacon. I'm from Hope Valley, Rhode Island.
And what do you think of this course so far?
So much fun. So much fun. You know, Asa does such a good job with everything he does, whether it's... We don't need... Wow. I need therapy. No, good course, a lot of fun. We're only a couple miles in, and looking forward to more fun and surprises along the way.
We got a lot in store. Oh, yeah. This is the calm before the storm.
Oh, just wait until tonight.
And
I have a question. I have a question for those doing the night lap. You brought a headlamp, right?
I brought a...
It's going to be so fun. Oh, my God.
I have a headlamp.
Run by the light of the moon.
Bear spray, nunchaku, and if all else fails, I have my sidearm.
And Mike Stefano black belts.
That's right. Yeah. Couple black belts. Yeah, that's right. Sensei.
Bye. So let's let's start with your name and where you're from. Perfect. And what do you think of the course so far?
Oh, I always love the Viking course. Asa puts together a great course here.
I think we're like, how far in are we? Okay. And how have the obstacles been?
Great. Definitely like sun worn on some of them, so they scrape up the hands. So that's like an added challenge, which is awesome. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's always been the most intimidating one from like the first year I ever tried this race. Still intimidating even to this day.
I know Mike texted me.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to go drag him out there after the race now. I'm going to make Asa drive us out there with the golf cart.
And what are your feelings about this being Viking's last obstacle course?
Pretty heartbroken because I've taken a lot of newbies to this area, and it's a great course to bring them out to because there's not much pressure, but there's still some really challenging stuff to do.
And it's not a ton of elevation, which I feel like usually scares people away.
Yes, and that is a very nice part about this course, and it's a technical course, a lot of rocks, a lot of roots, so you truly have to pay attention to your trail running.
Yes, absolutely. And then did you hear about Boulder Dash?
I did hear about Boulder Dash. It's, everything's going all over the place now. I can't keep up anymore.
How do you think we as people can help save the sport of OCR?
Bring our kids out. That's what I do all the time. I've had my kids doing OCR and Ninja now since they've been like 5.
That's fair. So are you saying Mike and I should have children just to keep the sport of OCR alive?
Absolutely, yes. Make your own soccer team, please.
A soccer team? That's way too many children. Well, I'll let you finish your course, and maybe we'll see you at the finish line.
Absolutely, thanks.
I'm Ryan. I'm from New Jersey.
Perfect. We're in New Jersey.
Central New Jersey, New Brunswick area.
Okay, I grew up in Morris Township in Pequannock.
I grew up in Bergen County.
Oh, where in Bergen County?
Oradell, New Milford.
That's like I think I have family from out there. But anyway, are you guys related?
No, we're just two coincidentally very good-looking men.
Are you really not related?
We're really not.
Very similar. People have mistaken us on course before. So you said this was your first Viking course. What brought you out here today?
A friend of mine who's running the competitive heat mentioned it was going on this weekend, and I had no plans, signed up kind of last minute to come out and see what it was like.
And what do you think of the course so far?
Oh, love it so far. The obstacles are unique and challenging, and some of them a little scary in a good way that I think has been missing from the more mainstream OCRs for a few years now.
Absolutely. It's definitely not like your cookie cutter OCR out here.
No.
And then I know it's your first time here, but if this wasn't the last Viking, would you come back?
Oh, definitely. I'd bring people to this.
Perfect. Well, enjoy the rest of your run. I still can't believe you're not related to James, and I'll see you at the finish line.
All right.
Before you tell me your story, can you tell me your name and where you're from?
Yep, Jane Adams from Trumbull, Connecticut. And I actually met you folks. This is my first time doing this.
Okay.
I'm 53 years old. I've got 2 older kids, so it's time for Mom to come and play. I was brave and I went to the expo.
Okay.
Which was only about an hour and a half away from where I live, the one in, Massachusetts. And I met you guys, and I met Asa and Kait, and they made me feel super comfortable to come and try this. And I said, kids, fend for yourself this weekend. Mama's going to go play. And yeah, so I'm basically, I'm taking my time. He gave me a little bit of extra time to do it. So I'm not really with a group or a tribe or anything. But I'm taking lots of pictures and then, making sure I work on everything this year in the gyms. I know what I'm, really bad at, like arm strength or whatever. And then next year I'm ready to come back and just kick some butt with what I learned here.
I love that. So you only heard about Viking at the OCR Expo?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I knew you guys were also at the Gauntlet.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
Gaylord Gauntlet?
Yeah, so that's my hood. Okay. But I missed that for one reason or another because I'm trying to do 169 towns in Connecticut. So I just have all these little bucket lists and I got free into the Spartan for whenever that is in Massachusetts going to the expo. So again, that's another learning process for me.
That's awesome. I have to tell you, the Gaylord Gauntlet, if you've never been, you have to check it out.
No, it was supposed to be me and some, again, my kids that were a little bit, hesitant and everything. I was like, no, this is a beautiful thing and we're going to join them and, if anything. But then sure enough, it had sold out, which is amazing. Yes. So I just listened to your podcast and I heard that. I heard the mayor on this guitar. And so next year for sure, I'm hitting them up. If not, volunteer, but definitely, be in there.
Yes, the Gaylord Gauntlet, we do tons of OCR, but there was something just so special about it. It was full body chills moments. There are times where I got emotional. I was like, people need to come out and support this race. They need to figure out a way to not cap it at 1,000 people because to have a local OCR have 1,000 participants, that's insane.
It looked amazing. And I work for a nonprofit in New Haven. So I'm going to full support them and say, hey, all year long, let me volunteer and do what I can. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
And how old are your children?
I have a 25-year-old, and she's actually a kindergarten teacher. And then I have a 17-year-old who just graduated high school. Oh, awesome. So I'm going to bring them and their gang, and we're going to make them start doing stuff like this.
Yes, because not for nothing, but OCR is for everybody.
Absolutely. I'm even texting my sister. We're all in our, 50s and 40s. I'm like, you guys, come on. This is our thing for sure.
Yes. Well, good luck on the course. Your secrets are safe with me. And are you doing the trail run tonight?
Yep. And I'm here for the trail run as well. So that's a whole nother fun thing. I was helping Asa set up that. So, but I can't tell you anything. I don't remember what the heck we even did. So
did you see the Sasquatch out there?
He scared the crap out of me with that thing. So I'm going to keep that in the low key before, and then have my kids come out and be surprised. I saw the eyeball and I was like, what the F is that? This is amazing. This is for first timer, 53-year-old mom who wants to go explore. This is the best for sure.
I love that you're out here, you're doing your thing. So congratulations. I feel like the hardest part is signing up and showing up. And you...
Exactly. The hardest part for me was even getting to the expo. So baby steps, and I'll return. I saw that Underdog is doing a DECA, so I might sign up with them. To practice stuff, and then next year just try to be more involved.
So Underdog was my first DECA, and I did not do well. I came close to the bottom of the pack, but they're just so supportive, and Bubbles and his wife were just encouraging. They told me that they've never had a female not finish. The men have quit, but not the females. So
that's awesome. Yeah, so it's worth me, training with them for the next year. It's 40 minutes away from my house, but for me to succeed in what I want to do here, they look like family.
Yes. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Well, best of luck, and we'll see you at the finish line.
Thank you.
John Ricker from Baldwinsville, New York.
Perfect. And what did you think of the course today?
It was a lot of fun. Some challenging obstacles. Get out there and see what you can do.
What would you say is the most challenging obstacle Asa has on this course?
Probably, I think it's called Dragon Tooth. It's basically a multi-rig. It's got monkey bars, and you got to swing on rings, and you can transition to other holds that are hard and challenging, and I didn't complete that one.
Okay, that's fair. And I know you did the multi-lap option. You did 2 laps today. What made you finally decide 2 was enough?
From some of these obstacles. So if I can't do the obstacles, I'd rather just call it a day and not push myself too far.
Yeah, I feel like this course is very obstacle dense.
Yeah. Definitely a good stretch in certain places where it's just obstacle after obstacle. Real tired after that.
I feel like that's what this course is known for. The elevation's not that bad, but it's the obstacles that are what exhaust people. How are you feeling about this being the last Viking obstacle?
And it's just a fun environment to be at.
And those medals.
Yes, I got, I think it's a Viking ship. It looks really nice.
Okay, so you did like was it like the Ultra?
I think it's for signing up for the Ultra, you get that. Okay. So it's in my car. I can't show you right now.
Yeah, no, but I feel like he has some of the best medals, and the course is permanent, so you know, like, what to, like, you know, you're not going to come to this race and be disappointed.
Yes, I remember most of these obstacles from last year when I was here. I think there might have been one or two that were a little bit modified, but that's kind of challenging when you get to an obstacle and it's a little bit different. It makes you think a little bit on how you're going to get through it.
If Asa comes out of retirement and there's a Viking in 2025, would you be back?
I'd definitely consider it. I'd have to see how my schedule's looking, how my body's holding up, but I definitely would consider coming back, yes.
Absolutely. What other races do you have coming up?
I've got a Savage race next month, and then I've got the toughest, or not the toughest, Infinity in Pittsburgh, and then a couple of Spartans, and I'm hoping to do 24-hour tough.
World's Toughest Mudder?
That's what it's called.
Have you done World's Toughest Mudder before?
Not. I want to, though. I've heard it's a very fun event.
So Mike's done it twice and got 50 miles, and then he thought that was a fluke, so he had to do it again and got 55 miles, but he says it's the best event of the weekend. He does not miss it we got married World's Toughest Mudder weekend, but other than that, he does not miss World's Toughest Mudder. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. It was nice talking with you.
Start with your name and where you're from.
I'm Trish Seglio, and I'm from Congers, New York.
Awesome. And what are you representing here today?
I came to help and volunteer, and, it's a great race, and I'd like to help out when I can. Yeah. I was at the Traverse Wall, which, as you know, was a very, very difficult obstacle, but people did awesome out there.
Yeah. And you defended us from the Hornets, which was appreciated too.
Really hard.
Have you been to this course before?
I have. I've actually raced it before.
Okay. What do you think about the course here?
I think this is one of the most beautiful courses out there. It's a pretty course. It's a fun course, and I like how it sort of jives with nature because there's a lot of obstacles that are wood and you're in the woods, so I kind of like that aspect of it.
That's a good point. I didn't really think about that too much, but yeah, that and the medals were...
I think it's sad. I think there's always room for a comeback. That's just my thought.
What's going to happen with all the obstacles? They have so many... It was sweet.
It is. It's a great turnout, but I think there could be a revival at some point.
But speaking more about Obstacle Wonderland.
Obstacle Wonderland, if you haven't been, I know you've been. It's an amazing course. It's a local course, and it's a community of people that it's just one of the warmest races you can go to. Such a family vibe. Yeah. But it's a real deal obstacle course. You've got some really difficult obstacles, fun ones, and over the last 2 months, there's been a lot of work happening there. Some surprises for the October race. It's going to be, I'm going to put my money as the best race there yet.
Awesome.
Between the new obstacles, changes to obstacles, and new things that have been added, it's going to be a blast.
It's the Hello Weird event, right?
Yes, Hello Weird. Everybody comes in costume, and to see everybody going through these obstacles as all these different characters is just so much fun to see, and so many great photo ops.
Yeah, I saw pictures. And it looked like some fun obstacles. And it's in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Emily Lynn, and I'm from New Haven, Connecticut.
Hi, I'm Grace Gorman. I'm also from New Haven, Connecticut.
Perfect. Is this your first time at Viking? Perfect. How did you guys find out about this course?
I kind of did the Obstacle Wonderland, and so I saw that there was, advertisement for this too, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I went down a rabbit hole, and I saw that there was so many, and it looked great. So.
About you?
To have someone that's able to hunt these down for me.
So the researcher and then just the go with the flow person. What did you think of the course?
Great. So many walls. So it definitely was a challenge, but it was great. I loved all the obstacles. Definitely challenging since this is my first 10K run, and so it was good.
Welcome. What about you? Yes. Oh my gosh, this weather could not be more perfect. Do you have a favorite obstacle that you completed?
I think the monkey bars one, and it had a lot of different, swings, and so that was a little challenging. I had to do it like 3 times, but eventually got it. So.
That's awesome. Congratulations. What about you?
All of the kind of drop-down rope climbs were super challenging and really fun. And
unfortunately, this is Viking's last OCR. It is. So obviously you can't come back. What other races do you have on your agenda?
I'd probably.
What about you?
Whatever.
Perfect.
My name's Shannon. I'm from Boston area, just south of Boston.
Perfect. And what did you think of Viking obstacle course race?
I loved it. So I actually just got into obstacle course racing this year. This is my fourth
gosh.
race. So I did Goliathon. I think it was this podcast I was actually listening to about Goliathon. Yep. So I did Goliathon. We did Noob Sanity. We went out to Ohio for Warax. So this is my fourth one.
Oh my gosh. So what did you think of Viking?
It was awesome. I liked the wooden obstacles. That I think was like a good little twist. There was not as many hills as Ohio because Ohio, the elevation absolutely killed me. And seeing the mountains in the background, like on the course, was really, really pretty.
Yes. What other obstacle course races do you plan on doing?
So we are doing Savage next weekend, Spartan the weekend after that. So we're all back to back, and then we're doing Toughest in Chicago, Toughest Mudder.
Oh my gosh, so you're just diving head first.
Just head first. I figure if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it. My body doesn't particularly like me right now, but it'll get used to it.
That's fair. Prior to OCR, what kind of athletic events were you doing?
We kind of have a large property. I work with my grandparents, so I did a lot of outdoor moving trees and stuff. And then I work in healthcare, so I'm on my feet all the time. Besides that, I kind of lift weights here and there. Fair. Never a runner. Still not a runner. I hike. I call them spicy hikes. I'm just here for the hikes with a little bit of flair,
I love spicy hikes. I always I go on my hot girl walks. So exactly. Gonna start talking about my spicy hikes. That's perfect. What brought you to OCR?
Oh, Mike. Yeah.
Of course.
He loves it, and he does it all the time. And I was like, you know what? I got free weekends. I'm taking the summer off from school and everything. I was like, might as well do something.
I love that. My husband and I started doing races because of him, so I get it. Yep. Perfect. Well, what do you think of the OCR community?
Really, really supportive.
I always say I like Spartan races, but the community and the matters, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, and I think it was at Goliathon. Everybody just keeps feeding me, and I love that. Because I didn't realize, how much of this is you gotta keep eating.
Yes.
Mike says, especially the endurance races, it's more of an eating race than anything else. Snacks all the time.
When you're out in Chicago for Toughest, are you partaking in the 12 hours?
I am.
As a relay or as an individual?
As an individual, so we'll do the whole thing together.
Oh, that's so nice that he'll run the whole thing with you. I'm very jealous.
Yeah, well, he does the world's toughest as well, which maybe not. I said maybe I'll pit crew for him or something.
I pit crew for the 2 times that my Mike has done it. I pit crewed. I wanted to partake this year, but I'm a teacher. I get 3 personal days. 2 of my personal days this year I have to go to my cousin's getting married. I'm the maid of honor, so my priority is just not world's toughest. But maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll both be out there.
Yeah, with school. So
yes. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
You're welcome. Do you really think this is the last event, or do you think he'll maybe pull one out?
I do not believe it. Absolutely not. Not for even a second.
Maybe it's just a marketing scheme. If I call it my last one, more people will show up.
Well, it could be he needs a break and wants to refocus. Right? And that's what we do.
It's true. What's your favorite obstacle at Viking? Everybody has said that. Can you tell our audience what Dragon's Tooth looks like?
Dragon's Tooth is like a big M-shaped monkey bar set. Approximately 60 feet long, I would say. It started with just monkey bars, and that's a really long set of monkey bars, but over the years it's been altered to include things like bars and ropes and different kinds of grips to make it, to add some spice to the challenge, but it's always hard. Always the hardest thing on the course, and it's great for those ninja warriors in training. We love it.
Are you in?
I have not been cast on the show. I do compete on the local, ninja competition circuits.
Totally fair. If people want our local races to keep coming back, how should we be supporting them? I feel like Viking could up their marketing a little bit.
Well, I think that based on the numbers that the races have aimed for, I believe they filled them.
Okay.
Filled them or came close to it. I'm not sure. I'm not that close. We don't have those kind of conversations. But when I've been here for the big events throughout the years, I see 100 people going out the gate, and I think that's so.
That's awesome. It's hard too because like I wasn't here for the first two waves, so I don't know what happens before we got here.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. This morning's wave looked pretty good.
Perfect. And then what's next on your race agenda?
Gosh, there's so much going on this fall, and it's all packed together. We've got Spartans, we've got Tough Mudders. You got OCR WC coming up in October, and then followed back to back 1 month later with the world's toughest mudder. So everything's at a race pace from here on out.
Perfect. Well, it was so nice talking to you, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
I'm Mike Kantor, and I'm living in Marlborough, Massachusetts.
Perfect. And what did you think of the Viking OCR course today?
I loved it. It was a tough course. The obstacles are brutal. They're very reminiscent of the wooden obstacles at Shell Hill that just like, it's death by 1,000 cuts. It's just like a bunch of walls. You slowly get bruises. It just slowly breaks you down over time. But it's just more reminiscent of like the older school OCR courses. They're just like, it's a slog to get through, but it's super rewarding by the end of it. And this was, I believe, my 5th time racing here.
Oh, wow. I did not realize you've made this trip many times. I wish I knew that. We literally booked our Airbnb on Thursday. You could have stayed with us. We're with Steve and Dawn and Mike and I, obviously. Totally fair. What words do you have for Asa as he finishes up his Viking OCR career?
We absolutely love you, Asa. I mean, you may not notice it, but like you show up to all these other races, supporting them, taking pictures. You're out here for the community, and I hope that just because Viking OCR is done, that does not mean that you will stop playing a part in like a role in the community and just supporting racers the way you have been. I sincerely hope that it's something that you're able to do, and like we really appreciate you and just seeing you on course and just seing how positive you are.
Do you think this is really the end of his Viking OCR career? Is he gonna pull a Tom Brady? I know. I don't know. I don't think so either, but you never know.
But one can always hope. I would love to be back. I mean, thankfully, it seems like if you still just book that the course is a step. So if you book a night at the hotel, you still get the ability to just run a lap.
No, I was wondering what was going to happen because this is a permanent course. It doesn't go anywhere. So I was wondering, like, what's happening to the obstacle?
Fun lap on the obstacles, and it wouldn't be like Shell Hill, but like we'd be making our own race. And I'm hoping that.
Why don't you buy a house with a ton of OCR?
Well,
that's fair. We have like not even a half of acreage, and that like I hate doing yard work. It is a lot. But heading back to Viking OCR, were you a part of the Northeast Ultra Cup? So
I didn't do it on the official race date, but I've raced all of them, and I put some good mileage at all of these races.
See on your headband, it says Obstacle Wonderland, Spartan Race, Noob Sanity, Tough Mudder, Goliathon, and Viking. Out of those, is it 6 races? 6 races. Which was your favorite? Hot spot.
Oh, this is tough.
I know, that's true.
I don't have clear favorites.
But if you had to maybe give one a gold medal, it is the Olympic season. Which would it be?
Can I do 3?
How about you do your Mount Rushmore so you can have 4?
It feels like an extended family that comes together. And you actually get that feel like the larger races. And that's what I very much value in the community that comes out for the smaller ones.
And I know that there is a slew of trophies. Is any of those trophies waiting for you to bring home? How old are you?
I am 27.
Okay, so you still have a couple years in that 18 to 29 rack.
If the cup comes back.
How do you think the cup helps the sport of OCR?
I think it medal on it, and I would never have even known of that race if it had not been, within that series.
Absolutely. And also, like, it's no secret that local OCRs are struggling and, like, slowly starting to go under. And I think, like, that's just, like, one more hurrah, one more reason for people to, like, want to do, like, #RaceLocal. Absolutely. And I feel like it's hard, too, because, like, the smaller races, like, can't, like, absorb some of the costs like the larger races do. So like if we're paying $75 for a race entry, like that is the bare minimum of like what that race company can afford versus somebody like Tough Mudder or Spartan who has like global sponsors. Absolutely. And we're lucky because we lived in the Northeast. We had a lot of local races. And Shannon recently was talking to me and said that you race with her. What is it like with that dynamic?
Especially with the local races. And I just want her to see that vision that like I'm big into the expo. Like, my whole calendar is based around racing, and I just want sports able to continue because it gives me a passion. The only reason I go to the gym, the sole reason I go to the gym, is I don't care how I look. I want to be able to perform at these races, have fun, and be able to actually do the obstacles. If not every time, but at least have some ease in getting some of the way across.
You have to support the brands that support the races.
Yes, that's very true, and that's something that you and Mike harp on constantly, and it's something I wholeheartedly agree.
Mike says it every time we talk about mud gear. He's like, oh, we have to support the brands that support the races. So, and I feel like you are like the living like mantra of that. Perfect. Mike, do you have any last words or anything you'd like to say to Asa? Perfect. And what did you do at Viking Obstacle today?
By the halfway through my first.
Totally fair. Northeast band. Tell us a little bit about that. No. Where was that hosted? Strange Things, right? Yeah. Perfect. And then this is the last Viking. Do you have any words you would like to say to Asa? Oh, absolutely. Perfect. Well, it was so nice meeting you. Thank you. Thanks. Perfect. And you guys took on the team challenge today. Can you tell us a little bit of what the team challenge was?
As a team, we have to carry this flag representing our gym, and the challenge was not let it touch the ground, which was really tough, by the way. Going through the obstacles, going through the mud, raising your head like this, it was really tough.
Perfect. And what was your mindset going in, knowing somebody was gonna have to carry a flag at all times?
It was funny at first. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna carry it? And they're gonna like, you're the tallest Brenner, you carry it. So it was funny. It was really funny. We knew it was gonna be like a challenge because we're not used to running, carrying something for long distances. But it ended up being a good challenge, like a nice thing.
Did you all carry the flag, or was it primarily him?
We all did. We all carried the flag.
Perfect. And then was this your first time out at the Viking obstacle race?
For me, yes.
And what did you think, other than having to lug around a flag the whole time, what did you think of the obstacles in the course?
It was definitely harder than we expected because we've done obstacle races before, and this was like way harder than anything we've done.
Did you have a favorite obstacle while you were out there?
I really liked the monkey bar section. It was really, really hard.
It was really,
but
because you go up.
Yes.
Right, the monkey bars were hard.
Monkey bars, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
How well I got stuck at some point in the mud.
His
Yeah.
leg was stuck in the mud.
I jumped in. You see the legs.
Oh my God. Goodness. So unfortunately, this is the last Viking obstacle course race.
Oh, this is our first and our last. Come on.
We're going to make him come back. He's going to come back.
I joked with somebody. I'm like, was this just like a marketing scheme to like, oh yeah, this is the last one?
Yeah, it has to be.
This is too amazing.
A permanent course. So like, if there's no Viking obstacle course race, like what happens to the obstacles? Oh, it's a beautiful course. What else do you guys have in your race schedules coming up?
Next weekend.
Have you done Killington before?
That'll be my first time.
I've done it 6 times. I cry every year and I say I'm never doing it again, and I'm doing it again.
So I did Killington for the first time in 2015 and I have not been back. Perfect. Do you guys want to talk to us a little bit about your gym? Who wants to plug the gym?
I'll let you talk to us. Peel on Canal Street in Lawrence. It's amazing. The trainers are amazing. They have all the obstacles. Every Saturday morning we do a 2 to 3 hour race simulation. We do an obstacle. We go outside and run. We come in and do an obstacle. It's an amazing gym. If you're around, go find it.
Is the gym on Instagram? Perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Perfect. So let's start with your name and where you're from.
Co-director of Viking Obstacle Race, I guess he calls me sometimes. Sometimes.
Only sometimes.
the day.
How did you get involved in Viking?
So when I started dating him, I started helping out. So we started dating in December of 2019, and I started helping him the next spring.
Okay. And what is your take on this being the last Viking? Is it for real?
No, honestly, I thought I would cry going into today. It's been my life for like the past 4 years, so it's hard. But like to be able to see like everyone come together and like
you make me cry.
I like to do obstacle courses myself, but to see people accomplish other things and to push other people, and even if I'm just dealing with them at registration, I enjoy it regardless.
Right,
So.
absolutely. What are you guys going to do with all your free time?
I don't know. So he got me a paddleboard for Christmas last year, so hopefully I can actually learn how to stand up this year because I could not do that last year. So, yeah, I guess just try new things. Yeah, I don't know. Try new things, spend time with family, spend time with each other. It's our weekends are crazy, so.
Right. I talked to a lot of people today, and they're hoping that you guys are still at least staying in the OCR community.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're definitely still going to be around.
So there might not be any more Viking, maybe. I'm still not convinced that it's not coming back. But at least we'll see you guys on some race courses. What races do you guys plan on being at?
So, as much as I did not want to sign up for Killington, I have been saying for the past 3 years that I'm not going to redo Killington after my last experience. I will be doing the sprint at Killington in the fall. I will be doing it.
Okay.
Yes, thanks to discount codes. So, you know.
How are you training for this Killington versus your last Killington?
I have not done anything, so I got time. I got to hit the gym, got to hit the trails, got to get my ass in gear, but yeah.
Absolutely. So which came first, Asa or OCR?
OCR. So I started OCR in June of 2018. My first race was, I can't remember the name, Tuxedo Ridge, June 2018. I went into my first race. I was with the gym. I had lost like 30-something pounds. And as soon as I hit my first obstacle, I actually flung over the obstacle and caught my arm underneath. And as soon as I hit the ground, I stood up and I was like, let's go. Oh my God. So yes, I have been obsessed ever since. Through any injury, I have done races. I did have to take like a year off due to like a more serious injury, but I'm good to go now. I did a race. I did Muddy Princess like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I did.
Does Muddy Princess still have weird like
air obstacles?
No. Like weird like swag.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I got so much swag from that race. So when I signed up, I was like, oh, let me get the princess bundle or whatever. So that was 4 items. And then after the race, which they didn't advertise, but there was like additional stuff that they like gave us. So I actually ended up taking a picture of all the stuff that I had bought versus what I got. And it was couch.
That's crazy. So when I did Muddy Princess in like 2018, 2019, their like swag bag like was a lot of like feminine care items, and like it was very like full size bottles of like Vagisil.
I got like a Monster Energy drink. Okay. I got like hand sanitizer. I got like
that's so nice.
no, it's stuff that made sense.
Yeah, no, mine was all like very like female, like feminine, and I was like, I get it's a woman's race, but this is like a little out there.
So the one thing I will find, like I know that it is like a girls' race, but when Asa told me that guys aren't even allowed to volunteer on the course, I was like, damn. Yeah. But he was able to help out, like push the registration lists, because like there was just like a bunch of crowding. So he's like, guys, move. So he was still helping out regardless.
Right. Of course he was.
Registration. So.
Right. Yeah. And then I feel like not a lot of people, like everybody knows Asa, everybody knows like the man with like OCR Yoda, but I feel like not a lot of people know about all like the things that you're doing behind the scene. So I just want to say thank you. And I know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. He has done this race. He has done so much for this race. And like even this week, he took multiple days off from work just to get this course in gear. And then I just come in on the weekend and just help out with registration. And like we do like stuff on the weekends, like leading up to races and stuff. But I'm like, I'm tired. Like, like after working all week. But yeah, no, he loves to see just like me. He loves to see people push each other and push each other out of their comfort zones. And he is fantastic with doing that. Even during a race, he's like, so do you know what lap you're on? Did you know so-and-so is on the same, like, so he's really good about pushing people in the correct way.
He took me out on the golf cart, or golf cart, is that what those things are called? Yeah. And like he knew everybody by name. He was stopping. Yes. People were passing by and he's like, oh, how's this lap going? Like, how's this obstacle? And I was just like, it's one thing to be like the race director, but it's another thing that he's so like engrossed in like OCR and the community that he's stopping and talking to everybody.
Yeah, so whenever we do go to races, someone is bound to know him. Regardless of where we go, he is bound to know someone. So it's more so like I like came into this as a newbie and people were like, oh, like who's this girl? Like, and I'm like, hi, like I'm new to this, but yeah, he's been doing this for a while, but he has taught me so many things about racing, and he's given me so many tips and tricks, and so I've obviously continued that with like my racing as well. But yeah, no, I don't know how I would be as a racer if it weren't for him, let alone a girlfriend.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Well, I will let you go. There's a line of people waiting to buy merch. Thank you so much for everything you've done for Viking and the OCR community.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Can we start with your name and where you're from?
Grant Bercik, Westover, Vermont.
Perfect. And what did you think of Viking obstacle course today? So you might not have won first overall, but how did you do in the ultra like bracket? That's good. I feel like balancing obstacles are very hit or miss for people. So the fact that that's something you're good at definitely probably helps you.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Perfect. And then do you have any last words you would like to tell Asa before Viking is done?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to use those words, but
maybe a hiatus.
Yeah, something like that. Hopefully Asa will work something out for next year, even if it's one event or something like that, make it a special and maybe a big turnout.
I know that's what people are hoping for, so maybe we'll see you here next year.
For sure. Yeah, and same to you.
What do you have on your race agenda coming up? Fair. So I guess we'll see you at Savage. Good luck out there.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Shot horn! He got the shot horn.
Oh shit! Where am I?
Yo, there's no way. There's no way, bro.
That was fire.
Once you finish,
So what do we get?
we get the shot horn.
Oh, sweet.
Nice job.
Where's the fucking stick? Asa, where's the fucking...
Watch out, Dylan. Got one.
Yay! Finally.
Wasn't the stick ready for me, so I threw it on the anchor.
What'd you get?
Level 3.
Whoa. Hold on, I'm not even over here. You can't throw it when I'm not here.
You said 10 seconds.
You didn't tell me that you were going. You can't throw it when I'm not watching. Took the big winner.
What does he win?
Holy shit.
You win a
He's straight Spartan. Yeah. He just went, I'm getting this right now. All right. I'm gonna wait. You're gonna get yours in a minute. Okay.
That was awesome, man.
What's the jumbo
See what your epic prize is?
What is it?
I'm spotlighting it right now.
Oh, the banner?
Oh,
That
the banner's
huge.
Nice.
Literally and figuratively.
You will be taking home the Sunny Hill banner.
Nice. An interview. So we'll start with your name and where you're from.
Zach Nair, and I'm from Copic, New York.
Awesome. And how was your Viking experience today?
It was really tough, but at the same time, it was really exciting.
So talk to me about the course this morning. Have you ever run this before?
I've been running this actually 2000. Yeah, and I've been to come back here to either train or just do the races.
That's so great that fast forwarding to right now where you just chucked the stick and you won the banner for Viking. How does that feel?
It feels amazing actually to get a piece of a
OCR history.
I was gonna say a piece of a race that I've have connected with for so many years actually.
Yeah, that's great that you earned that. And then we got to the trail run tonight. How did that go for you?
It felt nice. It was definitely a nice change of pace, especially after this morning when it was so hot outside.
Yeah.
And during the night when it was everything, not only it was nice and cool, but everything kind of settled down and was quiet down. So it was almost like a sort of an escape or so.
Yeah. Course race, we saw you on course with the face paint. So what's the face paint for?
Well, as you know, yesterday was the opening ceremony of the Summer Olympic Games in Paris, France. Mm-hmm. So I decided to put the face paint of the France flag on.
Oh, cool. Okay. Very cool. What was some of your favorite obstacles on the course?
It's kind of hard to say because I like them for different reasons or so.
Yeah.
But I will say probably my favorite, I don't know if you call this an obstacle, but was the third stream crossing where we actually got to cool off a little bit.
Oh, that was nice.
But I will say, if we're talking about an obstacle, though, I will definitely say, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the obstacles, but I sort of like the Skywalker.
Oh, that's a cool one too, yeah.
Because it has to do with balance as well as strength and agility as well.
Yeah, so that's the one that reverse, right?
Yes, and then back to some
Back to the
beams.
beams. That's a very cool one. What do you think about this being the last Viking OCR?
This is the last Viking of OCR.
Yeah, that's why you're taking the banner.
Oh, because I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm glad I got to be a part of these races or so, and it's been a really big blast of doing all different obstacles and having prepared to do other races such as the big mom and pop ones like Spartan and Tough Mudder, and then you got the local ones as well.
For local ones, do you ever do like Noob Sanity or Obstacle Wonderland?
It's actually funny you mentioned. I actually did Noob Sanity actually this year because that was part of the Northeaster All.
Okay, so you took on the cup too. How did that go?
Like I said, it was definitely a good way to check out all different races. Like Noob Sanity, that was the first time I did that. Goliathon was the first time I did that as well.
That's a tough one, yeah. And you did the G8 for Goliathon?
Yes, the G8.
Holy crap. How many laps did you get of that?
I got 6 laps.
Oh my
and
God.
My highest score was I believe 7 G1 obstacles, 5 G2 obstacles, and a G3 obstacle.
Wow, that's not bad. 6 laps. That course took me like awesome.
Oh yeah, and it's also a lot of fun, especially when you have like a whole community of people that you're running with or so.
Awesome. What else?
Maybe do a few more races. Well, actually, I got the Savage coming up next week.
Nice.
The week after that would be the Super and Sprint Spartan at Vernon, and then I got the Killington Beast in September. I might possibly do a Tough Mudder in Poconos at the end of this September, and I'm really considering again doing World's Toughest Mudder this year.
Oh, that's my favorite event. Yeah.
You can just search me by my name, Zachary Nair. Like you'll probably see me like if you're friends with me or something like that. But some of the people that are not friends with me, like they can see they can see my other like videos that I do sometimes as well, like when I did COVID concerts online or so.
Cool, awesome. Well, thanks.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
What did you think? What exactly is the scavenger?
And he gave us little ways to run around, and then we had to find little talisman and things that he left in the woods. With very little instruction. So he had a map, though.
That is very cool. And then obviously the scavenger hunt led you to the obstacle course race. Have you guys done other obstacle course races? Okay, and how does this one compare to the ones you've done since you were 5?
I think it was fun because I liked being in the dark because it definitely made it more interesting. because at night it was a different vibe.
Yeah, I agree. And then during the day, it was cool seeing the course again at night. So it was definitely a big difference. But yeah, really good obstacles during the day too. So I had a lot of fun. So hopefully we can get up here for some other event. I know this was the last official one, but he said it's going to stick around at Sunny Hill. So definitely want to come back for that.
Yeah, it sounds like if you stay at the resort, you can like play on the obstacles.
That's what I heard. So that's more the reason to come back. So we had a good time. Came up with the whole family.
Oh, that's awesome. So did you two run together?
Yeah, we did.
We ran right now.
What is it like bringing your whole family to an event like this?
Oh, it's really cool. Yeah, my wife always used to travel with it. And then, like she said, we were doing, Spartans and Savage and Tough Mudder. And then when she turned 14, we did our first adult course. So it was really cool to, be around and be healthy enough to do this. So that's kind of what keeps us going.
That's awesome. My husband and I don't have children yet. I don't know where he is, but he always talks about how he can't wait to be like the dad pushing the stroller.
To this.
And then they're outrunning you. No.
They outrun you, yes.
This is a father-daughter duo, and she's been doing obstacle course races since she's 5, and she's now 15.
That makes me feel old.
I know, but you always talk about how you can't wait to have a baby in a stroller.
That's my goal was just be healthy enough to do it when she's 14 and able to do adults. So our first one was the Savage, then we did a Spartan. She wants to do a trifecta next year.
Then we did a Tough Mudder. Okay. So it was fun.
Yeah. There you go. That was a good time. So definitely recommend it. Get them going.
For real.
Start them young.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, guys.
Stretching.
Why do I feel
No, I'm stretching. My neck.
I feel like this is the first time we've done an interview with you laying down.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Light it. All right, buddy. No stranger to this. Oh, my knees hurt. I'm getting old. Name where you're from.
Asa Coddington, Carhunction, New York.
And representing what?
Viking obstacle race at Sunny Hill Resort.
Yeah, so, as of now, this is the final Viking OCR, correct?
As of now, yes. Just at the resort here, there's some different restructuring going on, and then some things that they're assessing, and everybody knows this with insurance and all that fun stuff. So we're gonna take a look at it, see how it make it work, and hopefully we're able to revisit the grounds here. It's been a good 11-year run, and today was a fantastic way to put it out. We had the Ultra Viking 8-hour, and we had all our open heat runners. They all crushed it. It was a perfect day for the race. Didn't get too hot. It was good. And then we just finished it up here with the 5K night trail. So it was a great day.
And then too.
Absolutely. All the Northeast Ultra Cup participants, they did fantastic. They pushed it all year. They came out and they did what I was hoping to do by sort of reaching out to all the different event directors, which were Gabe at Obstacle Wonderland. We had Jarrett Newbie and the newbies at Noob Sanity. My apologies for our Goliathon friends. On the names, it's right on the tip of my tongue. My apologies. The Goliathon conglomerate, they're fantastic, and they had a great event. They're in Jersey. We had Spartan and Tough Mudder. Thank you to Dan McDonald, who was our liaison to get Joe to see what we were trying to do and see that it had some merit and allow those guys to be a part of it for their 2 events in New Jersey Trifecta Weekend and the PA Toughest. And then also we had Viking today. Yeah. So it was fantastic. 6 events and everybody crushed it. Our lead male had 180 kilometers between the entire event, and our highest female was, I believe, 148 kilometers for the combined events.
Was that Melissa Linden for that?
Melissa Linden and Kevin LaPlatney on the men's side.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Badasses. Absolutely. And I know Mike Kantor, shout out to him. He did well for his age group, too, for that.
Correct. Mike won for his age group. He did, I believe, little over 100K on his. And it was a combination of your best 3 events to earn, and then the numbers that I'm giving for total kilometers was all mileage at all of the 6 potential events that you could have participated in.
Yeah. And taking a big step back to the beginning of Viking, tell me about what the process was of, what year was it? How was it building rapport with Sunny Hill Resort? How did this all first come about?
Back in 2013, I was a couple years into Spartan on my personal end in my personal journey with obstacle racing. I was familiar with New England Spartans and Paul Jones and the crew and Sandy and all those great guys, and also had met Rob Butler. So the way that Viking came to be was the original race director and member of the family, Tinker Nicholson. She had went to school with Rob back in college days, and they reconnected. And she learned that Rob had Shale Hill, and gave her all the insight on the obstacle course, on all the backgrounds. And she went back to the heads of her family, her father and uncle and aunt, and convinced them that it's something that the resort needed, and it was underway. So I was lucky enough to be given the gate to come in and test it out before the course was finished in probably about late July, August of 2013, and with a fall event scheduled. So I was the first non-resort member or family member to be on the course, and it's been it was a good run from there to be like a little consult and help them in those first years.
Right, and I know you don't have the stats in front of you, but like overall, the trend of participation and everything, we've seen the sport have its ups and downs. What was it like over the years? Like, when do you think like registration and stuff peaked for here at least?
What we did the first year, obviously it was just brand new, so they had a couple month lead time, and as everybody knows that's familiar with obstacle, if you're not scheduling 6-7 months out, even at that time frame back in 2013, you're 6 months behind. So you'd have to have a good lead time. So they were just learning that. I was just getting into it. So by the time we ended up hitting 2014, they did a spring event 2014 and a fall event. The fall event happened to be on the same weekend as the last Killington World Championships, which they were not aware of from just them getting involved in it. So I did not attend. That's the only official Viking race that I did not attend, was that fall 2014 event. But right after that, I reached out. How did the event go? It went great, but the numbers were, stagnant. So we made that choice. What year, or what were we going to do next year, 2015? They had a date in mind, and I said, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use the course the way it should be. So everybody that signed up by New Year's that year got a free training pass. We had the race scheduled, so that was incentive for people to go and get some training on it beforehand. So in the spring of 15, I had some training days scheduled for those people that got the training pass. Just get the word out and actually let people know that it's not just a single day event. It's a years from my ideas, and thankfully it's been that was 2017 going into 18, and today is 2024. So
it's synonymous with two things, obviously Viking and then Yoda. Why Yoda?
Combination of different things.
Yoda, a well-known boxer.
When it comes to the obstacle side of it, people will also, if you haven't ever been to the race or you haven't seen that, you'll probably ended up seeing me with my camera sitting on the side of a mountain in a little mud pit somewhere, like depending on which race director was at that venue and where they wanted to put the course, I would backtrack and find that weird, innocuous spot that's something that you want to talk about, and I'd make sure I got that picture of that spot.
Yeah, I think it'd be more jarring to not see you at a race. I think of like Killington, anything within like a decent radius here. Like you're supporting all of the events, whether it was Fit Challenge, Obstacle Wonderland. I know you did a lot over there. Let's see you at Killington often. Like, is that going to continue? Like, is it scary at all, and I ask this because I'm going through something similar, to like change something so drastic in your life when like it's become such a huge part of your life? Like this podcast is huge in my life, and I'm thinking about maybe like making it bi-weekly. Different but similar. Like, is the change scary for you?
Everything changes on a daily basis, and trends go from here to there, just in every facet of life. So before this, I have a 8, 9 year tenure in my boxing. I had my own boxing program, Fist of Fury Boxing. I hosted professional fighters. One Patrick Hyland from Ireland. He came over from overseas, and he trained. His trainer was Tracy Patterson, the son of the late Floyd Patterson. That was his trainer. They trained at my facility, used my ring for their training camps. So I was very heavily involved in that as day-to-day basis, and sort of shifted into the obstacle jump when it got in 2012-13, and then sort of got out of the boxing realm professionally, and then shifted into the obstacle stuff. So it was a good balance where I lost the boxing and then shifted into another an avenue for the last now 12-13 years.
Yeah. And then another look back on just all the events that you've had. You've always been very good with unique names and everything. I think of the last time I was here, Cinco de Mjolnir, like a very unique name. What are some events that stick out to your mind the most when it comes to Viking? Yeah, I love that. And speaking of people turning up, you mentioned it before, but Rob Butler was here. What was it like seeing him, who's played such a huge role in the history of this course? What was it like seeing him come out to the final event? Final thoughts on how you feel that this event went?
So I put 100% into it, and I did the work beforehand to have it ready to go. And these last 3 days, I just stuck to the plan, banged everything out, and hopefully, the response that everybody felt as far as markings and obstacle layout and how it went, minus some little things that will happen in the day. Overall, I felt it was a fantastic event. Nobody got injured. That's always the key main thing. We got everybody home safe, and it was a fantastic way to go out, and I'm happy. It's going to be the next few hours like packing up, so I'll just be in my solitude in the dark with my headlamp, just going through and taking some stuff down. But it's a good time to reflect and appreciate the last 10 years.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate everything that you've done for the sport, and watch out for those bears as you take it up.
Oh, it's fun. They do. I just lay on the ground. They go right past me. They don't see me. Thank you.
Is something wrong? It cut out for a little bit, but I think we're good overall. I'll have to check when editing.
Welcome back.
Thank you to everyone that took the time to talk to us both on and off the mic, and Asa for being a huge member of the OCR community and putting on all these events over the years. And again, apologies for
and his girlfriend.
Yeah, she's great too. We really appreciated that. Ask me about the event, because I didn't really give my perspective, except for when I was like a little hangry halfway through the course.
Perfect. So we'll start with your name and where you're from. What did you think of the final Viking obstacle course race?
So I always thought that his events were really difficult. It's hard not to get in your own head of like, oh wow, I'm really bad at OCR. But no, this is like an old school OCR course. Really hard obstacles set up by Rob Butler. If you don't know who Rob Butler is, which I realize most people may not, he was one of the first great OCR builders in the sport. He had a permanent course up in Vermont, which was very big. They had the Polar Bear Challenge that we covered a long time ago. Their last event was like 2018. But he was really, really huge. And he also built this course. So it's a lot of history here. So I appreciated that. I did think it was a little disorganized because I didn't understand that there was a night run because it wasn't on the website. And then he's like, then there's the Ragnarok Trials. And I thought there was like more things that had to be done before so it was a lot of confusion, but the course itself was good. But it's tough because it's two people putting on an event that needs a lot more than two people. So I always thought he did the best that he could. And I don't know, it was a good kind of send off, I guess.
What was your favorite obstacle?
Well, I guess it would have to be something that I did. Maybe it was like a ladder wall A-frame, and it's like a rappel, like slip wall on the way down. I really enjoy those. They also had, no one talked about it, but there was a traverse wall with 5 panels, and it was traverse wall, traverse wall, traverse wall, like massive walls, to a balance beam, to another traverse wall, to a like beam traverse you have to go across with your hands horizontally, to a final one. There were also like hornets on there too as an added difficulty. Lots of scary and difficult obstacles too, but it's a damn good challenge. And it is still technically open, I guess, if you spend a night.
You spend a night at the Sunny Hill Resort.
Yes, so I guess you can like get a pass and do it. I don't fully know how it goes, but so it's still kind of there, which is good, but that's a thing.
Issa was telling me about the resort, how it's like they plan out like your entire week. So like this time to this time, you get to go eat breakfast. Then your family can like do these 3 things.
Yeah, because we noted how it was like super expensive.
But
like,
it's all inclusive,
lots
which
of
I didn't
activities.
realize.
There was like fireworks that we got to watch. Asa invited us like the night before so
some
we could watch those.
animatronics.
Yeah, so it was a good time. We got to see a lot of people on the course that I liked seeing, but we missed a lot of them with interviews because why?
Issa like dropped me off in the middle of a pasture, and then he was like, okay, DM me when you're like ready to get picked up, and I DM'd him and he just never picked me up. So I was there for like an hour 45 minutes.
But we found you there. I'm like,
roasting in the sun.
Yes, and so I think that's another reason why I think walking around with that field mic, it's not meant to be walked around with for 2 miles, and I think it took a 2-mile walk to get back, so I think that didn't help too. It was already some issues going into that for a bit, but that was a factor. But yeah, unfortunately we didn't get Matt Punton on, but we talked to him beforehand, and he was saying how this might be his last OCR, which, fair. I know he's doing some more like hybrid races and all that, which is great, but I didn't even get to see James Golisano, which was a bummer. I know you got to interview him. There's a lot of people.
Oh, I didn't interview. Oh, I did it.
Yes.
James, yeah.
Yeah, there's Kevin. There's so many people there that I wish we had on the show and everything, but things didn't really work out that way. But still Super
But
long
man,
episode.
was
as we
my
continue to talk.
redneck heart happy when we were going off-roading in that golf
Yeah,
cart.
good. Awesome. So I think that's my thoughts. I think we'll have Asa on the show again, and maybe we'll continue to be friends with him. But just a page has been turned. Let's get to some related episodes. So episode 122 is Viking Obstacle Races Cinco de Mjolnir Ultra with Elites. That's the last time I ran this event 5 years ago. Wow. Episode 380 is Obstacle Wonderland Boogie Weekend 3 and 6 hour multi-lap coverage. Boogie. What did I say?
Boogie.
Sorry. That was earlier this year, and that was put on by Gabe. I interviewed his girlfriend Trisha on the podcast for this episode too, and Asa's always been helping out with them too, so maybe we'll see him there. They're putting on an event in October, which I would recommend, but I can't go to. What?
Scott Sweeney. He's never at races anymore.
Yeah, I was talking about him on the course. He's a great
Were
dude. Yeah. I don't know how that came up. Oh, I was talking about bad volunteers.
He's not a bad volunteer.
No, he's not a bad volunteer, but I was talking about Bone Frog.
Oh.
That one volunteer that, didn't like. Episode 381, New England OCR Expo, Part 1, Vendors. He was on that one as well. Subscribe and follow all of those things.
Leave us a review on that Purple Podcast app and follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram and Threads at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Yeah, you can support us.
I was going to say, and if you want to participate in our weekly polls, follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is really where... I feel bad. Does it go to Facebook? If people vote on Facebook, I don't think I see it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, just support us that way too. More than anything, share this show with a friend. We need more downloads, please. The sport is looking kind of grim as we see more races going away, and it's harder to podcast. I made it through 2020, damn it. We made it through 2020, and we're struggling now, so we would appreciate more listeners, please, and thank you. Coming up next weekend is Savage Race Boston. I would like to go and cover that. I'm still waiting to hear back from Savage Race because they were supposed to get back to me a week ago. We will see. Caitlin, do you have a joke and a quote?
I do.
Wrap it up?
My quote is from Maya Angelou. She said, "I've learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decision. I've learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. I've learned that every day you should reach out and touch someone. People love a warm hug or just a friendly pat on the back. I've learned that I still have a lot to learn. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel."
Nice. How about a joke?
What do you call a magician who lost their magic?
What?
Ian.
Oh, yeah. Nice. All right, well, that just about wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name is Caitlin Ritter.
We'll talk to you next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe to our show and write us a review on your favorite podcast app.
You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook and connect with us there.
Most importantly, we would appreciate it if you shared an episode with a friend so we can reach more ears
and continue to effectively shine a light on the people in our sport, as well as the events that we are so passionate about.
Our intro song is Street Crew by Straight Up, and our outro music is Iron Call by The Best.
Test. Check 1, check 2, syphilis. Check 1, check 2, syphilis.
Perfect.
Hello, testing. So last night we sung karaoke, and by we I mean Mike did the majority of the singing, and you guys want to hear a little audio clip of him singing? Of course you do, because Mike is the one listening to this. That man is a natural with a microphone. It's a good thing his name's Mike. Mike, microphone. Same thing.
Mic test. Moving the mic around.
Can we start? Okay, I'll finish this up and then I will get to the car.